It's Mike. We are going to put in a Larson screen door, actually a storm door today. So I picked this up at Menards, and we're going to walk you through it basically from a very beginner level. I've never actually put in a storm door before, so let's see what happens. All right, so this is the opening behind me, and let's take. So we had another screen door on here, and you can see it had a couple hinges on it and whatnot. Anyways, it got torn off, so I took it off, and I guess the thing you're going to want to do is clean up the pre-existing frame that's there. Right, you're going to have potentially some caulk. And you can pick up a putty knife or razor blade or whatever. I actually used a putty knife, nice sharp one. Just cleaned up the area that the door is going to go into. And as far as the frame itself, you see some damage and whatnot. Later, I'm gonna take some. I think I'll take some putty or something, put it in there, and sand it up, paint it, and it'll probably look just fine. So again, this is a Larson screen door from Menards. It's got a frame and everything, and we're gonna get right to it. And note, I'm sorry, the dimensions, you want to check your dimensions. My dimension is actually 32 from this seam, or that edge to this edge, and then from the top to the bottom we're looking at 80 inches. So you want those dimensions, the rough opening, for your door, obviously before you purchase it, so you get the right door. So let's see what's in that box. Okay, what you see here is a sawhorse, 3 2x4s, and a storm door sitting in the back of my truck. So I'm just going to work right off the back of my truck. Put a couple boards down, supports the door while you're working on it and unboxing it. I want to make sure you got a sawhorse. These are lightweight ones. You can just chop up a couple 2x4s and throw some screws in. You can make a separate video on that. Anyhow, we have up. Tells you what tools you need up there. So let's drag this thing out. Okay, public service announcement number 1. Let's flip this thing. Those boards, when you drag that door out of the truck, are going to slide right towards you. Could come off the back of the truck. Not saying that happened, but hey, it could happen. You may want to screw those boards down onto your sawhorse down there. So something like that might not happen. Yeah. Moving on. All right, we have unboxed. So after you get these flaps and top of the box cut off, here's what you're going to see inside. You're going to see a couple of these strips here. I'm sure those are for the frame. Probably goes on to hide the screws around the edges. After you screw that framework in, you got yourself a handy dandy instruction packet. Looks like with some seals. That looks like maybe the seal for the bottom of the door. The brush or whatever you want to call it. Looks like you got more, maybe a drip seal, and yep, probably the bottom edge of the door there. So, anyhow, got some more hardware here. Oh, these look like the legs. Not legs, but they go on the bottom of the frame. We'll get to that, whatever. So we will, what else we got here? Quick fit installation kit, patent pending. Not sure what's in there, but we'll open that up. Got another box of hardware here. What's this? Closer kit and installation screws. I'm wondering if there's... It's a heavy door, by the way. This is a Larson. I don't know what the model is. Well, maybe that's it right there in the front. 264-00 maybe. Anywho, if you get one of these heavy duty, it's got this hiding screen inside of it. It's a heavy duty door. It's heavy. I don't know how it weighs, but I recommend 2 people. So far I've been maneuvering it by myself, but again, public service announcement number 2. Get a helper. Alright, I'm going to take the instructions out and keep moving. Okay, so what you're going to want to do here is figure out if you want a left hand or right hand hinge. These Larson doors are Versa hinge, which means it can be left hand or right hand. So that's fantastic option they have. Good rule of thumb, you want the handle for both doors typically on the same side. You don't have to, just good rule of thumb. So we will take the hinges. You're going to have one of these rails with the hinges on it. Okay, what you're going to want to do, everything's spaced out the same on these things. So you just want to set that in place. Okay, and then you're going to want to slide it all the way to the top, like that. Once that's in place, you want to take a placeholder screw, and you're going to want to set it right in the top of that vertical oval slot there, in the center of that right there. So anyways, I'll do that. You actually want to mark it with a pencil, then you'll put your screw in. You're not going to want to tighten the screw in all the way, because that's what we're going to use to hang the door once we attach this rail to the door. And I'll show you that later. Anyways, let's get that screw in. Alright, just a quick note on the tools you may need. You can get these right in the directions that come with it. I have a reversible Phillips and flathead bit on a handle right here. You got a utility knife, fresh blade, you got a pencil, you got another Phillips, you got a tape measure, you got pliers, vice grips in this case. I have a cordless drill, and I have an impact gun for all the fasteners. So let's see, I think that's pretty much it. I got some drill bits in here, and I think you're gonna need like an 1/8 inch drill bit, 3/32, something like that. So we'll get to that. But then I have a whole bunch of bits in here. This elongated Phillips bit, I was watching some videos prior to attempting this, and I saw another gentleman. He had a short bit and it wasn't working out. You could probably maybe strip some stuff out. So get a longer bit. Just a tip of the day there on that. So here's a placeholder screw I just talked about. We're going to get that installed and move forward. Okay, the next step after we get that placeholder screw in is to get this bottom edge of the door attached. And you got this weather stripping that goes across the bottom. There's a little groove in here, right here, okay? And you're going to want to basically take that and put it right in through there. Now, I tried getting it in there, not so good. I'm going to recommend soapy water. I just took some Dawn for dishes, put a little cup of it. I'm going to get this wet. We'll see what happens. Okay, you want to use some Dawn for dishes directly on this thing. Put it right in this little track. Well, yeah, I know there's stuff in there. That's not what's going to stop you, but you can't get this thing threaded through there very easily. So put some Dawn for dishes like right in this track here, just a little drop, and then you're going to see how I had it pushed up against the wall, and you just keep on working it in. It's actually not easy, but careful. Public service announcement number 3. We don't want to cut ourselves here. Just left sharp, and if you slip, careful. Gloves are recommended. Okay, once you have this thing threaded in there like that, you're going to want to have some excess at the end. Just cut it so there's a fraction over, hanging over just a bit, maybe for like just a hair. You don't want to leave yourself short. And this thing might shrink back a little bit from all the pulling you do on it, so just FYI. Let's cut that off. and we'll slide it onto the bottom of the door. Okay, first thing you want to do is flip this door over so the interior of the door is facing up. That'll be for further parts of installation, but this bottom piece, let's clip that on. Don't fasten it right now or screw it down. We'll get to that. You're going to want some adjustability and some maneuverability with that thing as we progress. So, and you're going to figure out how this hinge is going to go on. Just look at the directions literally say that you got one hole. This is going to be the starter hole for the hinge. And again, you're going to want to pay attention to the orientation of this frame, hinge frame. So we're going to start one. Oh, that's not looking kind of blurry, sorry. So there we go. So you're going to want to start this one, and the rest we're going to have to drill along the way. And that's just the way it is. I don't know why they did that. Just is what it is. So let's get this thing attached and move on. Okay, another note. I'm not going to pre-drill those holes. Okay, you're going to see this line here. Let's see if we can focus. You see that line going right down the center? Okay, it's going right across the center of that hole. Okay, these are self-tapping screws. You kind of look at the end of it, it kind of looks like a drill bit at the end. So anyways, just put that in your screw gun, or your impact driver in this case, and once you get that first one lined up, that's why they did that. The rest of the hinges, when you put them in place, I did this one here. I just focused on that center line there, again, right there at the top of my fingernail, and then screw away, and it pretty much puts that line right at the center of the hole there and the other spots. Oh, another thing, make sure all your hinges right here aren't buried underneath when you hit more than one screw in. They all got to be flipped up so you can get them. So I got to undo that screw down there and flip my hinges up. All right, let's keep going. Okay, got all the screws in. Now what you have is a rail extender, okay? It's going to go on the bottom of the door. We're going to slide that in there. There might be a gap at the bottom of the door frame and our rail, our hinge rail. We're going to slide that in there. This is our opportunity. Don't forget this. You're going to want to look for the one that has an L. You can't really see it, but there's an L on this for left-hand swing. So you want to insert that, and then after this, we're going to go over and hang that door on that placeholder screw we previously put in. Oh yeah, blowing in the wind. Okay, I set that up there. It went pretty slick actually. I was able to hang it all by myself. Put that up there, then I put another placeholder screw right there at the bottom. Fasten those both down, and then I'll check to see if I'm level and continue. All right, we got the rest of these screws put in. Let's see, you got a couple on the inside here. You put those in first, and then you come around the outside and you put these in, you know, bam, bam, bam. Okay, so you don't want to over tighten these either. You want to put the inside screws in first and then do the outside. And then from there, you put your drip cap on, set it in place, and basically this side's going to sit right on top of that one, the hinge rail, and then it'll sit there, and then we'll just make sure it's got an equal distance across, opening across. Just kind of eyeball it. You can measure it if you'd like, and then you got some screws along the top. Put those in place, and then you're ready to install the final rail on the latch side. Ooh, got some decay there from the last time, but anyways, we're latching right into the frame here, so that'll be good. Good, nice and secure. And you have your other rail extender right here. This one's going to be labeled R for the right side, and then you put that over there, and then we'll screw that rail in And again, this one though only has the outside screws right there. They don't have any on the inside of this thing. So we'll just be putting those on the... so anyways, and we'll just butt that up tight against the top there, against that drip sill, and then we'll fasten it. And then we'll check the operation. Okay, well, you know, I spent, it's 5:30 now. I started at about 2:30. I think it took about a 45-minute break in there. Now, I don't have the handle on or anything, and I need to put the door closers on yet, but overall the door is installed and it's looking pretty good. So let's take a peek at the work here. It wasn't too bad, really. I mean, the hinge side, just so you know, is kind of the roughest part, I guess, but even that wasn't too bad. I mean, you want to, when the door shuts, you want to make sure you got a good solid even spacing in there. When you open the door up, you're going to take a peek at, you know, everything's pushed in together. I'm going to carve this out a little bit and make room for the latch system. Overall, it's not too bad. So not much to it, really. I'm going to throw some caulk around that. You can caulk around the edges if you want, and then I'll do a final shot. I'm going to get this covers on there, hides the screws, polish up the door, Windex it, and we should be good to go. I even took the time to install a security camera. So anyhow, 2-3 hours I think this job would take. Let's call it 4, because I got to put the door hardware on. Isn't a big deal. Maybe I'll continue the video putting the door hinge, door hardware on. But overall, not too bad. So I hope this helps putting a Larson door in, and that's all I really have. So like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time on the next project. And again, don't forget, if you have something you want to see on the channel, leave it in the comments. I will do my best to get on it. Thanks for watching. You know what? We're going to do the handle too. What the hell, right? Okay, so this is a Larson handle. This is specifically designed for this type of door. In that handle set, you're going to see this template. I'm sorry, no, I gave you that. That's wrong. This came with the door, this template here. It just goes with the Larson kits. So follow the directions. It's going to basically snap right on here. It just pushes right on. There's a notch in the door that it lines up with right here, and it just molds right to the door. So what we'll do is, look here, they gave us a drill bit actually that goes with this, and it's going to tell you drill, and then we'll drill, and that'll actually line up, and you'll do that on both sides. And wherever it says drill, we'll shut the door a little bit here. That's gonna line up with each. Oop, there you go. It's gonna line up with each one of those holes for the new hardware. So it says you have to drill a 3/32 hole as a pilot hole through each one of those. And then we'll go, I'll show you the bit that we have with the system. Where to go? Come on. Okay, well, there's a bit somewhere. Right. Okay, well, I'll find the bit. So it's a spade bit, comes with it. As long as you don't lose it, you can use it. And that'll be it. So we'll put that together and see what happens. And there is the door handle. So there it is installed. You got the front and the back. Last thing you need to do, you'll put your closers on. Instructions are in the box with that. This one came with a top and bottom one. I only installed the bottom or top one right now, and that's it. Door installed. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helped. And if you haven't, please click the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.